Junior high. Junior high's rough, right? Oh man, junior high's rough. And you kind of become this awkward thing of figuring out, all through high school, who you are and what's going on with your body, and compare. And the spirit of compare jumps all over you. It does. I don't care if you think it does or not, it does. And so this adolescence thing began to change in me, so all of a sudden I began to be like, what am I? What have you given? I don't know. And I had a choice to make. You all have the same one to make. And it'll make you or it'll break you. And I sat in a chapel as a junior high student in the awkward stage of it's worship time, and why do my hands keep trying to raise? You know that stage where you're like, why do I want to? No, stay down, stay down. This is a cool thing. No one else is doing it. Just keep your hands down. But why do they feel like they have balloons on them and they're floating up? I don't know. I sat there as a 12-year-old, and I could feel him. I knew it was him. And I just sat there and I wrestled myself and I said, why? When I know this is the Lord, why do these people keep me from raising my hands? And I just got angry. As a 12-year-old, 12, 13. And I can remember, I could beam myself back to that moment right now. I remember standing with my fist clenched as a 12-year-old in chapel in Christian school going, I don't care what they think. I only care what you think. And I raised my hands. And I kept my eyes closed because I just couldn't open them. And I was like, I don't care. Until I did this. And tears just streamed down my face as something broke in me. The care of what others thought. This may happen for you in this school. This may happen for you next year. This may have happened to you before. But there is a spiritual concept that comes when you make that conscious decision of I don't care what I look like. I choose you. Bill has a story of, I think it was in like 95 or something, and he had been praying for more. It's in one of his books called Face to Face. And that's the whole message of the book, is the story. And I would highly recommend it and everything else he puts out. So, big fan. And I get royalties, just kidding. I should. Well, I kind of do actually, because I'm in the family. So. Go buy everything. There you go. Bill tells the story about he was in his, somewhere. I think he's in his bed in his house, and he had been praying for the more of God. And he just said, whatever it is, I've got to have more. And he began to violently shake in his bed. Arms and legs twitching out from under him, violently shake, uncontrollably in his bed. And this went on for hours. And he had one of those moments, and he sat there sobbing and shaking uncontrollably in his bed, Benny at his side, and he said, God, if I have to walk down the street like this, if I have to be known by everyone as the crazy shaking man, whatever it is, tears streaming down his face, I want it. And I don't care what it looks like. And he makes this conscious decision, and something changed. And what's the point? Everyone's going to have that at their own level, at their own situation, but the point is that it has to happen. That line of being in the know of God, that line of being connected to Him, this is the problem, is we stay here and we don't jump that line because we care too much what other people think. Close your eyes for a minute. Father, I pray that you would show each and every person in this room what that is and what that looks like to cross that line and never go back. God, I just pray today for a release. I release over each one of these sweet people that release to lose the care and to be focused on you, other than anything else. I pray for a release for that, Lord. I pray for that moment. I want you to ask the Lord right now with your head down. I want you to ask the Lord, Lord, what or who is keeping me from total abandon and total loss of care? Lord, I pray that you would just show everyone in this room the answer to that question. In Jesus' name, amen.